Alright, what up guys? I'm Pro D. You're watching Chicken Breast TV. Hopefully you already know that. And if you are one of the 100 people that are following or subscribed to my Facebook, you already know that this is the Q&A video. That's the question and answer video. And basically what we're doing today is I put out a status asking you guys to ask me questions. And now I'm going to answer the questions, and it's going to be like a speed round, just really quick. And if there is a question that I need to go more in depth with, I'll probably make another video about that. And just to let you know, in the future we're going to be doing this a lot more. So subscribe or follow my Facebook, and that's Alex aka Pro D. So it's facebook.com/Alex aka Pro D. And yeah, let's get this started. Alright, so the first question here is from a guy named Gonzalo. Alright. He said, help for learning to do close to impossible lever. Well, I can't do a close to impossible lever. I can do it with my foot, like against a bar, so I can give you guys tips for that. Basically, the close to impossible is like shoulder extension, so what you're going to need to work out is your back, but taking out the bicep in it, so any sort of straight arm movement that's going to be pulling downward like this is going to help you build strength for the close to impossible. Alright, next question is from Michael. There's a lot of questions from this guy. For something like push-ups, dips, or pull-ups, should I keep increasing my reps as I get stronger, or is there a point where I should add weight so I'm not doing 50 handstand push-ups per set? If I should add weight, how would I go about doing that with calisthenics? Okay, well first of all, if you want to add weight with calisthenics, then you can add weight with calisthenics. You can get a weighted vest or a belt and attach a kettlebell or something of that nature. And as far as, you know, getting to the point where you're doing 50 handstand push-ups, I don't think that's too much of a concern. If you want to increase the weight with just body weight, just do a more progressive exercise. So when you can do 50 handstand push-ups, start doing one-handed handstand holds or one-handed handstand push-ups, which would be pretty crazy. Next question from the same guy: can I get stronger and more toned by flexing all my muscles multiple times a day without actually moving them around? Please explain. I don't think you can get stronger by flexing all your muscles multiple times a day and moving them around. However, you can get better at flexing your muscles, because if you're one of those people that flexes your muscles and you're like shaking like that, like you're having a seizure, then yeah, I mean, that would help strengthen your posing. Alright, next question from Austin, a good friend of mine, Austin. Are fundamental movements all I need in my daily training regimen? Now, as far as fundamental movements, I'm assuming we're talking about calisthenics here, so like pull-ups, push-ups, dips. I consider like a handstand hold pretty fundamental. Yeah, I mean, it depends on your goals. Depending on what your goals are, that may be all you need in your regimen. If you want to bulk up, if you want to get really strong or something like that, then it really depends. So yeah. Alright, next question from Gonzalo again. Maybe give us some advice to train to reach this close to impossible lever. Yeah, I mean, I already mentioned to you guys, like basically what the close to impossible is shoulder extension. So it's going to be you having the strength to pull your arm in this direction, but actually hold it right here. So it's shoulder extension. So pull-ups will help with that. Anything, muscle ups, any sort of shoulder extension, especially the front lever. Now, what it's gonna, a problem area for the close to impossible could be the lower back, because I know people that are working on the close to impossible and are always talking about how their lower back hurts when they do it. So make sure that you got a strong core if you're going to be attempting that, or else you could really damage something up in that core region. So yeah. Next question here. How did you start lifting with Hegoj what made you get so involved with the exercise world? Alright, basically I started exercising at the age of 15 and I didn't stop, long story short. I loved everything about it. I hated everything about, you know, people partying and all this and that. I think it's boring. I'd rather work towards something in my life than just get pleasure out of things that don't push me forwards. personal preference, but that's just the way I look at it. All right, another question from Michael. I think we got some more people asking questions because I put up the status 3 times, so it's gonna get a little bit more variety here in a second. So this is from Michael. I once heard that after a workout you should eat carbs before protein in order for your body to use the protein, otherwise the protein will be wasted. Is this true? Let's see. I can see it being true. Alright, well, I'm not going to read the whole thing. Alright. Basically what he's asking is, some people believe that if you eat the protein after a workout, before a carbohydrate, your body's going to need the carbohydrate first. So it's going to take the protein and it's going to convert it into a carbohydrate. I have a video about this. It's the CHO, which is a carbohydrate, and then a protein is an NCHO. So it's just going to remove the N, and it's just going to be a CHO, aka a carbohydrate. So basically, in a nutshell, I don't want to confuse you guys. I don't think it matters that much. I think that your body has glycogen storages. So after a workout, it's not like you've completely depleted all of your glycogen, or you would be sucked dry and sick. So I don't think it matters that much to have carbs. However, if you are on some sort of a low carb diet, it might be beneficial to eat carbs before you eat protein after a workout. But for the most part, just make sure that you're hitting your macronutrients if you're counting them, or sticking with your diet, and that you're getting enough food, or you're getting enough of a deficit if you're on a diet. Alright. Let's see. What body fat and weight were you on stage at your competition? Body fat, I'm not sure. I did one of those handheld things like this, and it said I was like 4%. I don't think I was 4%. 1 to 3% is an essential body fat range, and maybe 4% if you were talking about like the fat that's underneath the skin. But you got to take into account that there's fat around your organs and things like that. And if you were to be that lean in that area, then your organs would be bumping together, and you'd be getting like bruising on the organs and internal bleeding. So I don't know, probably around 6% would be my guess. I was pretty shredded. I was pretty happy with how I came in. And what weight was I on stage? I weighed 158 pounds at the weigh-in. I probably carved up to like 162 or something like that, like 164. If you guys see the video on K-Pack Miami, I was having IHOP the night before to fill out and to dry out and stuff, so I probably came in a little heavier than the 158 that I weighed in at. Let's see, how long did it take you, this is from David by the way, and the other one was from Aaron. How long did it take you to cut to stage percent, and did you just eat throughout the day, or was it timed? I have timed my meals for shows in the past. I didn't this time. I was really relaxed about it. The diet, the whole diet actually. I dieted for 3 months and 1 week, so 13 weeks, and 14 weeks. And yeah, I didn't count my meals. I didn't time my meals. I just counted macronutrients, which I've talked about in the past. And if you guys want to hear more about the macronutrient counting, then let me know, and I'll post something about it. Alright, so anyway, this is from, I'm going to butcher this name, Ismail. I'm new to calisthenics and pretty fat. Would you recommend a combination of calisthenics and cardio, or what type would you recommend? Thanks. I'm 23% body fat. Well, 23% body fat's not that bad, but yeah, cardio would help, but it's all in the diet. It's all in the diet, and if you are going to do cardio, preferably some sort of cardio with resistance. So do like Tabatas, you know, like push-ups, and then immediately after do pull-ups, going immediately into burpees, and then like sprints. I don't necessarily recommend that you run like, 20 miles a week or something like that. It won't, you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone if you do the resistance cardio. This is from Eric. It says, how many dicks do you like in and around your mouth? Yeah, I don't really like any, so I'm moving on to the next question. Alright, so thanks Eric. This is somebody I know actually. Alright, your week. Alright, so your weekly routine, for instance. What do you do Monday, Sunday? How do you keep challenging your training? Do you increase reps or performance? more difficult exercises. What I do is I try to do, this is me personally, so you guys may do different things, but what I do is I like to learn progressions because I'm still not that good at calisthenics. In comparison to some people, I may be a little bit further, but there are some sick people, you know, in the Ukraine and in Russia, so I'm nowhere near that caliber. So I just like to do progressions. So I may do a tuck planche hold, and then instead of increasing weight, I'll just do a tuck planche hold with one leg extended, and that's me like increasing my weight. You know, I do increase repetition or time because I time a lot of things while I do a lot of isometric movements, so static holds. Yeah. Next question. Where is it? Alright, Santiago says, what type of brand gloves do you recommend? I have watched your videos that you wear them. Any suggestions? Alright, I like the Calisthenic King gloves a lot. They are really nice. They're snug, they're soft, and they grip, and they got wrist support and 2 straps so they don't fall off as easy. They're my favorite gloves, hands down. But if you are a person that goes through gloves like every single day, then I would recommend just getting some cheap gloves. Alright, so David here said, bodyweight calf development routine, the video you have now is great, just wanted to add some inches. Well, that's a video topic, not just like a quick topic to talk about. However, I do have a video that explains how stretching your calf can increase the size, and maybe that's the reason that your calf development has been held back. And as far as calf movements, calf raises are good, one leg calf raises, but plyometrics are better. In the first real calisthenic leg workout, a lot of people are like, what about calves? You're not doing calves. When are you going to do your calves in this video? Well, that exercise that I was jumping in the air, that's a calf movement. So any plyometric is going to work out your calves a lot. Alright, this is from David, and it says, do you take any supplements? If so, which ones? I do not really take any supplements. On occasion, I may have a protein shake from the store or something because I'm thirsty and it looks appealing. I may take a vitamin, and I may take some joint supplements because since my weight fluctuates a lot of times when I get heavier and I'm on the bar, it can start to hurt my elbows a lot. So not really, I don't take supplements, like I don't take creatine or anything like that. I used to, I didn't see good results with it. I saw better results with just training harder, getting more rest, and eating better, so that's what I do now. Alright, how many times a week do you work out? Is there any way to work out for size as opposed to strength using only body weight? And I love this question because it's a really good question. Yes, there is. With bodyweight exercise, you can train either for strength or for size or for endurance or for power. There's different ways that you can train, and depending on which way you train, you'll see that result. So some of those guys that you see, they're super strong. They do like the German hang muscle ups and all those crazy movements, one arm muscle ups, because they train for strength. And that's why a lot of them aren't that muscular. And it's not because they're just like, you don't get muscular from doing calisthenic bar workouts. It's because they do bodyweight strength training. So if you do bodyweight hypertrophy training and your goal is building muscle, then you will build more muscle at a more rapid rate, and you will not build as much strength, but you will still be building strength. Alright, so Gonzalo says, where can I buy some gloves through the internet? I don't know. I mean, you go to calisthenicking.net to get the gloves that I was talking about earlier. Those are pretty cool. Michael said, you should warm up and cool down, question mark. Is it true stretching can weaken your performance? If so, why? Alright, why? It can weaken your performance, not your performance, but your strength. And the reason why it can take away from your strength is because when you're stretching, if you do it for long enough, you actually start to break down muscle like you would when you're working out. So if you do like 30 minutes of stretching pre-workout, then you may fatigue slightly, but it's not that big of a deal. What's more important is that you get a warm up, you know, maybe do some jumping jacks or some jump rope to warm up, work a little sweat, and then start your workout so you're limber. Alright, next question from Michael again. He's asked a lot of questions. What's the exercise you look the least forward to, and is it a must-do? Huh, that's a good question. What exercise do I like the least? Probably like, I don't know. I like all exercises. Sometimes I don't like doing wide grip pull-ups, and I know that sounds pretty weird because it's like, you know, bar workouts all about pull-ups, but like sometimes I don't like to do pull-ups. I prefer to do supinated rows, also known as upside down rows. So on occasion I will like change the supinated row with the pull-up. Or I'll what? What? Oh, okay, yeah, handstands. No, I used to hate handstands. I used to hate them. Like, people would be like, "You gotta work on your handstands," and I'd be like, "No, dude. Like, let me do my handstands at my pace." Because I always felt like when I was doing a handstand, or I would try to, that I was just gonna like die. Like, I was just gonna land directly on my face and just, yeah. So I used to hate handstands, and I don't like wide grip pull-ups that much, but I do them all the time because they're a great exercise. And now I do handstands all the time because I love them. But, alright. Usually, oh yeah, by the way, usually the exercises that you like the least are the ones that you need to do the most. Another question here, do you use spray tan, spray paint, or mud? Mud? No, I don't use mud. I don't use spray paint, and I don't use spray tan, but for the show I had to spray tan, but I didn't do the tanning bed because I didn't feel it necessary to get the right color for the show. So, no, on a regular basis, I do not use spray tan, spray paint, and I'm not sure what mud is exactly. But, alright, so Jack says, do you pay a lot of attention to what exactly and how much you eat every day for your training? And yes, I do pay a lot of attention. I use an application called MyFitnessPal. You can find me on MyFitnessPal at Alex, aka ProD. And you can, I don't know if I have it set up to where you can see my food, hopefully not. But I do track exactly. Like right now what I'm doing is 240 grams of protein a day. I'm doing 400 carbohydrates and 71 fat. And that's a 3,200 calorie diet with a 50% carbohydrate, 30% protein, and 20% fat ratios for the macronutrients. And the last question here from Dougie is, what else do you do other than calisthenics, deadlift, question mark, bench, question mark? Yeah, so I do calisthenics. If I'm in the gym, I'm doing weights and calisthenics. If I'm outside, I'm doing calisthenics. If I'm anywhere, I'm doing whatever that is and calisthenics. So I'm always doing calisthenics. But for lifts, what I do is I try to stick to the basic lifts, the Olympic lifts, because I feel that they're the most functional movements. So, like snatches, clean and jerk, you know, overhead lunges, overhead barbell lunges, and things like that. But on occasion, I do more isolated exercises with weights, just because I am a bodybuilder, so I need to have that edge. And yeah, that's Q&A. Hopefully you guys stuck around. I know it's kind of long. Yeah, follow me on Facebook. It's facebook.com/Alex, aka ProD, and be ready for the next Q&A session. Get your question on here, and yeah, stay fit. I'm ProD. You're watching Chicken Breast TV. Later.